Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome to Conspiracy in Real Time. I am your host, Joshua Stonecutter. Welcome to the greatest show on earth. I'm coming to you extremely medicated, unregulated. I don't have any sponsors. I don't have anybody telling me what to say. All right. And that's why they don't like me. These are the topics that we're going to talk about tonight. Are you targeted? That's what we're going to ask. We're going to ask, are you targeted? The answer is yes, by the way. And we're going to talk about, do I have God in heaven in me, or did they put some kind of device in me? I think it's God from heaven, is what I think. We're going to talk about my backup videos, and then we're going to talk about Dustin Nemos, Jordan Sather, Corey Good, and Joe Rogan, all and Infowars all together. All right, so let's go ahead and take a moment, and we're going to talk about my record. We're going to go over the tracks of the day. First, this is how I'm going to do it. Okay, uh, we're going to do the main room, right, and then we're going to do the basement. All right, so that's how I'm going to do it from now on. So the main room, what I'm playing, what we got here is Paul Van Dyke, Out There and Back. This is the four. There's four vinyls in here, um, and it's got all the different versions and stuff like that. And I have another vinyl of Out There and Back, the B sides. So I have like 8 vinyls from this album, all on vinyl. Okay, now in the basement, the underground. This is what we're listening to in the underground. We got Pig and Dan's Submission. I know you guys like it. Side A, Blonde. Side B, Decisions. So this is good. Let me see when this was made. It's a little bit newer, I think. Usually it has the. Huh, we'll see it on here. Usually it has the date of the press on here. Let me see. I'm not seeing it. So you'd have to look that up online to see the date. I know the Out There and Back is roughly 2099, 2000, something like that. All right, so that's the fun part. If you like techno, it's awesome, man. I don't know if I'd recommend going to raves anymore. I would suggest procuring your MDMA from a trusted source and testing it. A test kit is $20 and it will save you your health. So you always want to test this stuff with a testing kit. You can get a marquee test kit off the internet for like $20. 20, right, they're probably $30 now, you know. It's been a little while since I bought one. Sorry, I was pausing. I was trying to see if somebody was eavesdropping on me. All right, so let's see. Wait, I don't care if I am being eavesdropped on. Let's see here. So, oh, okay, yeah. Let me still talk about the techno for a little bit. I grew into an audiophile, and it was had a lot to do with the way I was raised. I had these huge speakers in my house, and I was destined to get into music. Um, so really good sound systems, really big, chunky, dark, heavy techno. I love it, man. I'm thinking more of this Pig and Dan stuff. That's the more minimal. That's why I really like the more minimal techno, the minimal, darker kind of sounding stuff. But I also like the big main room stuff as well. All right, so enough about techno. I was just, I caught the tail end of the rave scene and I enjoyed it. I had fun. I wasn't trying to forget anything. You know, when I was partying and when I was going to raves and DJing, I was trying to celebrate life and I was trying to remember something. I just didn't know what until like a month ago. And now I figured it out. What I was trying to remember. What I was trying to remember was uh, an abusive, like psychologically abusive childhood where I've like missed years of my life. My parents spent 2 years in Israel, you know. Um, that's where they got trained in techniques that are not legal to be trained here in the United States. That's what happened. And our dog as well, our dog Strider. I believe now that dog was specially trained to not listen to me, but to listen to them and all this other stuff. That dog, I love that dog, but like I remember this one time being like hooked up to him and like the dog dragging me, just dragging me up and down the road, like dragging me through the rocks and everything. My mom was supposed to be there, and I turned around, and she was just gone. Um, and these things happen to me regularly, and I, you know, I even went to a rehab called the Phoenix House that my parents, like, my family, right? Not my parents, but my family manipulated me to go to. And and they told me that my parents did the best they could, blah blah blah. They knew exactly what happened to me. They knew that before my parents even had me, they like had a general idea of what was going to go on with me. This is the part that I can't figure out. I can't figure. All right, let me get into the topics because I'm kind of like trailing here. Uh, let's go into the first topic. All right, which is, do I have God in me? Right, the good Lord from up in heaven. Is that who I have in me, or is it some kind of device? Right, and this is what I've determined. Okay, because based on the reaction of the SS that I interact with, SS meaning secret society, based on my interactions with the SS, they and like my entire upbringing, everything my parents have done, like they wanted me to believe this lie. And it was always about, what did I see? What did I see? And what I'm starting to wonder, you guys, is if all this stuff, like all this, the spraying of things in the air, the dispersants, you know what I'm saying, that are being sprayed in the air. Okay, they do spray dispersants in the air. Maybe those aren't to keep us from seeing out. Maybe those are to keep something else from seeing in. And I've been wondering about these things. So like maybe, who knows, you guys, maybe it's like when I pass away, if and when my soul rockets up to heaven, maybe that's when the good Lord gets the information of everything that I've processed. I don't we don't This is what we need to settle on. We don't know how this stuff works, but we have been lied to. um so like either they believe, this is what I'm getting at, because you have to like figure out what they believe as well. So like what they believe, I think, is that I either have the good Lord in me, right? The good Lord in me, and that frightens them, or they put some kind of device in me and I am being like manipulated and operated by somebody that they call God, like some puppeteer in like down below in the center of the earth or something. Either way, they've wanted me to believe this stuff. They've wanted me to believe the lie, and they want you to believe it as well. All right. And that leads us into the next topic. Are you targeted? Yes. If you are watching my show, if you're watching my show right now, yes, you are targeted. All right. It gets very confusing, okay? Because your loved ones are spying on you, most likely. But in addition to that, also, there's a standard operating procedure that the DHS and the federal government will also spy on you. It's happened. If you don't believe me, if you have an Android app, excuse me, if you have an Android phone, just download an app called Anti Stalker. Download the app called Anti Stalker. I don't know what the equivalent is for iPhone. I'll try to figure that out. Yo, it will alert you like when it tries to do facial scans, facial recognition scans. And I have an old clunky phone, you guys, and it does it with mine. That's why I bought the camera covers. Cover your cameras. When you're firing up your phone for the first time, when you buy it, that's when they do facial recognition. That's when it happens. Like when you're first firing up your phone and you're diddling around with it for the very first time, trying to figure out what this button and that button does. That's when the scan's happening. That's when they're doing the facial recognition scan. That's when they get you at the very beginning. Um, so if you're targeted, it gets very confusing because, like, let's say you're in a relationship. Okay, I met a guy today. Let me talk about this guy who I met today. All right, I don't know his name, but I was collecting signatures and it was near a courthouse, right? And when he was walking out, now just keep in mind this whole interaction may have been fake. All right, this whole interaction may have been totally fake, right? But so the guy was like seemed a little stressed. He said, "Do I recognize you? Did you drive a blue Mustang? Or did you drive a Mustang?" I said, "Yeah, I used to." And he said, "Yeah, I saw you when you were here before." And that didn't surprise me because I've worked at this spot like for like 2 years, 3 years now. And so yeah, I'm being eavesdropped on. It's hilarious. So, anyways, like so it's ridiculous. Anyway, so the guy's like, yeah, just I don't know what's going on. Something about my phone. They said something about my phone. I was like, listen, dude, you should watch my show. And he's like, they're saying something like that I had. he's saying that there's another phone on me. This is where it gets confusing, you guys. Okay, because I couldn't tell if the guy I was talking to was being accused of the PED stuff and he's totally innocent. He was acting like somebody was in it who was innocent, but then he's got the two different cell phones and blah blah blah. Now, that being said, I've been targeted. I don't know what his story was with the cell phones. Maybe there was something going seriously wrong with one of them and he like got concerned and switched cell phones and got a new cell phone. And he was being messed with the whole time. Do you see what I'm saying? So like I was like, dude, I looked at, I was like, bro, because this is the thing, you guys. This is the conclusion I've come to. All right, who are all the people in jail? They're all black people. Who does the SS hate? Black people. Okay, period. That's settled. Who who do I think they could? It's possible that they could be genociding right now, the Mexicans. So like I have this theory, you guys, that like 99% of the people that are facing serious charges in jail and stuff like that and like PED charges, the PED charges are probably people that are innocent for the most part because everybody seems to be involved in it. If this stuff was happening at the church that I grew up to and this stuff was happening at the town I grew up in with the people who are at the university, okay? I'm talking about Gainesville, the University of Florida, you guys. This is not a joke. All right. Um, they if the sheriffs and the police they already know that it's happening at all these churches and all these places, then why are they going after this dude who I met today? And as soon as I started saying stuff that made sense to him, I showed him the thing for my YouTube thing, and it was like the thing of the pizza. I was like, "Yo, man, I pulled this image off of a hotel's social media page. That's what the avatar is for my thing, conspiracy in real time. That's not. I didn't. Look, I pulled that off of the Avanti International Hotels like Facebook page or Twitter or Instagram. One of those. I think it was their Instagram. And but check this out, you guys. When he realized like that he was talking to me and like the subject matter, he went and the guy almost he started to throw up. Like he started dry heaving right there. I'll talk to police officers and they'll start crying in front of me. I talked to a guy today outside of a courthouse and he almost starts vomiting. That's how serious this stuff is, you guys. I think they're setting people up, man. I think they're setting people up. And I told him that if this is going on, if he is targeted like me, that he needs to just look at his own family. That's who's doing it. And he said that's not the first time somebody suggests. I was like, well, dude, I was like, look, dude, I don't know what's true for you. All I know is you need to watch my show, okay? Because all the like I've been having a feeling that I'm gonna get set up on some PED stuff. I've had this feeling that that's something that they're going for, and it has to do with like I don't want to get into it, but family members like having me babysit like nieces and nephews, and like yo man, I like adults. I've never even thought about this stuff, and I never even considered the idea that my family would be involved with it at all. I never even thought about it, not even once. But it was when I asked the question, the very real and honest question, is my family hiding money from me? And boom, there's like all this stuff, and all this stuff points towards things that look like trafficking kind of crap. So anyways, so like, look, either somebody's setting up my entire family, or that my family is into this stuff, and they're trying to scare me, And now, about like 40 minutes from where I live, off A1A, there's a road called Don Danville Road. That's my brother's name, and it's on Butler Beach. Mrs. Butler is the lady who tranquilized me in the leg and pretended like it was her Doberman. That's what I believe happened. That's how I remember it. I because this dog supposedly nipped me in my leg and it just like launched me over to my side, and I laid down, the trees looked one way, and then all of a sudden the trees just shifted, and I was like, what in the world just happened? And Mrs. Butler kept talking to me and convincing me, no, 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 the dog bit you and you fell over. And I was like, well, something weird. But I didn't even know of like that concept or idea. I didn't think, right? Um, but yeah, okay. So that's been, you guys, this is what's so messed up, man. This stuff has been happening to me my entire life. My entire life. Ever since I was a little kid, I've been getting physically tortured, like literally tortured, psychologically tortured. And now as an adult, it's continued because somehow they're able to network me in with people in my own family using the cell phones, using people in society. Because like I even have a feeling that person I met today, if he was not BSing, if that guy was 100% for real, which the more I talk about it, the more I think it was probably just more BS because like all my interactions seem to be. And they would probably want me to think that, oh yeah, you're helping somebody, Josh, you're helping somebody, when in reality nobody's even seeing my show except for the SS, which is why, yo man, if that black dude who I met in Checkers today, if you're watching, bro, I'm serious, man. Like I'm talking to you right now, man. Why I said today in the restaurant's true. I need you to share this content with your friends because what's happening and what I think is going on, oh, trust me, they're doing it to the black community first. You know what I'm saying? Like they're giving it to them the worst. Do you think it was a coincidence that the coronavirus affected black people more? Look, I think the coronavirus is cover for them to take them to that meat factory that everybody's pretending doesn't exist. If you're watching the show for the first time, let me tell you where I'm at. I found like a factory the size of like freaking airplane hangars, right? That according to Google and Zillow isn't there. According to my neighbor, or excuse me, according to my family, who looks like they're into some weird trafficking stuff, may or may not be. I don't know. They live in the field next door to this thing and they're saying, no, there's nothing there. But there's this huge thing with an airstrip and everything and a retention pond that looks like it's filled with red fluid. It's at 7801 East Saviors Path in Floral City or Brooksville or something. Yo, man, I don't know what that building is. It looks like some kind of. There was something I found that said a company in Texas owned it. I think it's a processing plant, man. I think it's a processing plant. I think they are thinning out. They are thinning out society right in front of our eyes. They're doing it right in front of our eyes, and they're doing it with the help of the pastors, teachers, all the politicians. If you're just now hearing about this sounds all crazy to you, it should, but you need to just go back through my videos, start watching, post comments, ask any specific questions you can. If you go to a church, let me know the name of the church. I will call it on my show live, and I will get the pastor to get angry with me and hang up the phone on me, with me just simply being very polite and asking him questions like about myself and my church, and like, can you help me? Like, I need help from like a Christian pastor. The reason I know this is going to work is because I've done it like 7 times, and like I haven't even recorded it because I wasn't trying to exploit anybody. I was genuinely going to these pastors for help. And as soon as I told them what was going on, and as soon as they realized I was for real and everything I was talking about was serious, they hang up the phone on me, you guys. These pastors of like large congregations of thousands of people who like know my family or know my pastor or are in the same, you know what I'm saying? Like Baptist, like not the same denomination. I've gone to several different denominations. If you don't believe what I'm saying, please, this is why my show is called Conspiracy in Real Time. If you do not believe what I'm saying, I'll take the Pepsi challenge any day. Post the name and address, or the name and the phone number of the church that you go to. If you don't believe that your pastor is involved with this stuff or whatever, I will prove to you that he is. That I'm serious as a snake, man. This stuff is serious. They are hiding out in the churches. I don't know how else to put it to you guys. They're hiding out in the churches. They're hiding out as pillars in the community. Every single police officer and firefighter. And I believe every lawyer as well. I don't even know if I have rights as an actual human. Do you see what I'm saying? Because the state of Florida has me painted mentally insane. So anything I say to the police, they just crumple up in a ball. It goes in the trash can. I think I could give them video of like people being murdered and they would say, oh, okay. And like they wouldn't do anything. I honestly believe that if I had video of somebody being murdered or shot, I don't think they would do anything with it. All right, let's move on to the next topic. Uh, okay, so I'm going to do a backup video. The backup video is going to have specific information about the portal locations, and I'm going to set it on a time delay, and I'll just keep extending the time delay. I'll just keep extending the time delay, and yeah, and I think that's something that could keep me alive possibly. All right, so let me talk about these people that I turn to on YouTube. All right, let me give some names to you. Let me know if they ring a bell. Dustin Nemos, Jordan Sather. Then we got Corey Good and Joe Rogan. These are all internet personalities. Joe Rogan, you know, of course. Corey Good has to do with the secret space program, all right, which I'm starting to believe I was a part of, but the secret space program is not what you would think it is. I don't know what it is, but anyways, it's not what Corey Good says it is. I know it's not. And that leads me into Jordan Sather. I really enjoy a lot of this is the thing, you guys, all right? Whenever you have somebody, whenever you're doing a psyop, right? Whenever you're trying to convince somebody of something, you can't just pump them full of bull crap. You can't just pump them full of false information because you're not going to get very far. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, you just aren't. People aren't going to listen to what you're saying. So this is what you have to do. If you want to be a good liar, you have to tell the truth. Like, 85, 90% of the time. I think some of the most manipulative, effed up people, they're like telling the truth like 80% of the time, 90% of the time. To be somebody like me, you know what I mean? Somebody like, I believe, other targeted individuals, you have to tell the truth all the time. Unless you're giving misinformation as like, because, and this is something that Jordan Sather said, which I believe, sometimes giving information is key, But Jordan Sather used to go on and on and on and on, and he still does about paid shills, 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 shill. He's a shill. He's obviously a shill. He knows that there's no deep space. Jordan Sather knows that. Dustin Nemos, he is a PED, I believe. And if you don't believe me, I'm challenging Dustin Nemos to do a live video with me. We can do it on TikTok. We can do it wherever, and because he's like always like the master debater. You know what I'm saying? Like he's always saying that people resort to all these horrible tactics when they want to discredit somebody, but those are the tactics he's resorted to when talking with me. So like, I'll take the Pepsi challenge with Jordan Sather. I'll take the Pepsi challenge with Corey Good or Dustin Nemos. Corey Good might just be kind of like me, except being used, because this is the thing, you guys, like, I don't know what they did, but they did something. I'm missing time. So they were like making me believe a night went by when really it was probably 2 weeks or 3 weeks or possibly even a month. And I would do things like they would take me to an amusement park. So I'd ride all these rides at Busch Gardens and my body would be all sore and stuff. And then it would happen around that, abuse was happening around that time, I believe. And I had no idea, no memory about it because I was being drugged. I was being drugged on ketamine, tranquilizers. So anyways, all right, Dustin Nemos, Jordan Sather, Corey Good, Joe Rogan. Look, Joe Rogan will never have me on his show, even though all of my info checks out. Everything that I post about, everything I talk about checks out. Every single thing. That is why they're scared of me. That's why they hate me. That's why the one viewer I have in here is probably with a 3-letter agency. Maybe not. But even if you're watching this, it's, be weary. If you're seeing me, be weary. InfoWars as well. You guys, these people, I believed in these people. You know what I'm saying? I believed in these people. You should believe in me when I'm telling you to believe in yourself. You need to believe in yourself and believe that you do have the power to do something. All right. These are the things that I've gone through recently. What happened today? Something happened today, I thought. Oh, no, yesterday I had a flat tire from a shaved off part of my tire, which doesn't make any sense because the tires were in great shape and had been examined. I even looked at them. So there's a chance I looked at them. I looked at them a bunch, man. It's like I don't know how this one got by me, but it did. Um, so when I called for tow trucks and for people to help me, you guys, it nobody would help me in St. Augustine. Everybody was saying they were out of town and stuff. It was all bullcrap, you guys. Even I called the police non-emergency. They sent somebody over. They called for a tow truck and nobody came because I couldn't get this one bolt off. I just needed help with a bolt. I finally got it off on my own. But I think they wanted me stranded there, man. I think they're this close to false flagging me. That's what I believe. That's what I believe. And I think they're just gonna wipe this stuff. All they have to do is just erase this stuff off the internet, and then they can just erase me. They can do that to anybody, man. It's scary. And you think, oh no, I have friends and this and that and family. Yo, man, you if you're targeted, you do not have friends. I don't know how else to say this. If you're targeted, you do not have friends. All right, so this is what they've deleted recently. This is what I've had taken from me on the internet. One Instagram, 13 over 13 TikTok accounts, you guys, over 13 TikTok accounts deleted. One YouTube channel gone. One Quora account gone. One Facebook account gone. They don't delete my videos, they don't delete my content. They delete my entire account. And anything I post on Reddit doesn't go at the top. It gets like they put it down, sunk down at the bottom, so no, it's shot every. You guys, I'm actually at the point where like I need outside help. I need somebody's help finding like either helping me report some of these things because when I report them, it goes down as like a crazy person's doing it and like, you know what I'm saying? Or I need help finding an attorney because I'm convinced if any attorney on the face of this earth agreed to represent me, he would see like what was going on. But this is the problem. This is what I'm trying to tell you guys. I don't think I can even get an attorney to represent me because every attorney is in the SS, a secret society. And if you know one who isn't, yo, send me that person's info. I've lived in Detroit and I never say the N word, but like sometimes I want to say it jokingly, but I can't do that because like some people don't think it's funny. But like if I ever would say the N word, it would be jokingly like, oh my goodness, why would anybody even use that word? But like, yo, man, if you do know an attorney in Florida that would represent me, give me that person's number, please. Send it to me. All right. Okay, so this is the deal with the Dustin Nemos, Jordan Sather, Corey Good, Joe Rogan stuff. Whenever and the Infowars, whenever they start going down the conspiracy roads, they go all the way down all of them. So basically, what they're telling you is believe they basically saying believe everything, you nut job. And that's look, that is not where I'm leading you guys. Okay, that's not where the info I'm giving you is leading you. I can't tell you what to do as an individual. I can't answer that question. I can only tell you what my story is and show you what I'm doing about it. And guess what, you guys? Now that I finally know the truth, now that I finally know where literally some of these portal locations are, they're called portals, but they're just holes in the ground that people are popping up out of. Like, I'm being serious, man. They're, they're just coming up out of the ground in these different places all over America. So, but then there's bigger ones too. There's bigger portals. So I don't want to say too much. Anyway, so like now that I know that, now that I know that my like this stuff about my family, and now that like yo man, my mother has PED stuff on the door of her condo. She has symbols like PED symbols on the door of her condo and to the left side of the door of her condo. The ones that are recognized by the FBI. So, you know, that's where I'm at. You can't make this stuff up. But I don't really know that anybody's actually seen these videos. That's the messed up part. I don't know that anybody's seeing them, and I'm starting to believe the interactions I'm having with people out in public, even here in Florida, are all like contrived. So, you know, I have a plan to get more viewers for my YouTube show. I know what to do. It's just, you know, it's going to take work. And I am programmed to be lazy. I'm programmed to be lazy. Work is going good, you guys. I don't want to like be specific, but like it looks like I'm going to clear like well over a G this week, which with everything going on, that's amazing. If I didn't have this stuff going on, you guys, I would probably be making about $4,000 a week right now, like real talk. And who knows, next week I might do that. I have in my hands, in my head, the ability to go out and make that much money in 7 days. I can do that. It's just, I'm having a rough time right now. I'm being like sarcastic and facetious when I say it. Like, you know, the fact that I am even able to go out and interact with total strangers in the public is actually pretty freaking amazing, I think. The fact that I haven't killed myself or harmed another person is pretty amazing, I think. If you know what they did to me as a child, because check this out, some of the stuff, a lot of the stuff, most of the stuff, it's so bad even I don't remember it, you guys. Even I don't remember it. I only remember bits and pieces. And I've put all the pieces together now, and it's like, oh, it's so obvious. It's so obvious. I was raised by a bunch of PEDs. I was raised by a bunch of PEDs. This is where it gets weird, though. I can't find anybody who's not one now. Like everybody I know, my ex sponsor, my AA sponsors, people in my own family, cousins and stuff, they're like, leave me out of it. And I'm like trying to tell them, like, yo, dude, you don't understand. Like, your child might your child may be in physical danger. Like, oh, it's clear that they already know. Do you see what I'm saying? That's how sickening this has been for me. But it's hard to see past the PED stuff. It's hard to see past all the S stuff. But if you look past it, if you look past all the religious stuff, you'll find a bunch of greedy addicts. You know what I'm saying? Addicted to something. And just like addicts do, they want to flaunt it in your face, but not to the point where they could walk around with a vial in front of your face. But it's almost to that point. I mean, you know, I used to always say, these people are coming up to me and they're on some weird substance that I can't quite figure out. And now I know what that substance is. The substance is like raw adrenaline, I think. You know what I mean? Or something. Um, so, oh, and this is, let me end on this, you guys. Like, study, if this is so weird, study South Park. South Park has a lot of really telling stuff about all this crap in a really weird, sick, messed up way. Like, the president saying he wants to F everybody in the A on the show. That might be like a little bit more literal than you would think. Um, and I'm being serious. But then there's other things that are disturbing me, like the whole Canadians with the flapping heads thing. That's never been fully explained, you know. But yeah, the general ideas about South Park, like I'm getting ready to go watch some recent episodes. Actually, like that's probably what I'm going to do with the rest of my day, because they are telling us what's going on through that show, South Park. They're just doing it in these like really weird covert ways. When you think about the portals and the tubes and stuff, think about Harry Potter. Okay, think about Harry Potter, Diagon Alley, and the whole thing. You know, because I think it is happening like that. They're not all like in the big cities. Okay, like think about the big cities. They're not all just coming out of one place. You know what I'm saying? It's not like they're all coming out of Grand Central Station, or they're all coming out of this parking garage on Fifth Avenue or something. There are hubs. Like this has got to be huge underground. If I'm right about this, then it's massive, and these tubes are coming up like multiple people. You know what I'm saying? And if I'm right, it looks like people are able to travel around the world through these things. It looks like they're able to travel around the world. You might be able to wake up. You might be able to get to China within like, you know, a couple hours or something, for all we know. I don't know. I'm just theorizing. So anyways, thank you for joining me. I really appreciate it. I'm going to stop my YouTube show now. Thank you for subscribing. We got a couple new subscribers. We're almost to 100. Hopefully after this episode, we'll knock up to 100. All right, I'm going to peace out.